my India version here, Bharat version.
A very warm welcome to this special conversation. Now, he led one of Latin America's most valuable tech startups, and now he's running one of the world's biggest tech investors, who also happens to be one of the most active investors when we talk about the Indian startup ecosystem. I'm talking about Fabricio Bloisi, the CEO of Prosus and Naspers, who is betting billions on the Indian startup ecosystem, on AI, on digital disruption, and he joins us today in this special conversation to reveal his investment playbook. Fabricio, thanks very much for your time here on CNBC-TV18. And, you know, it's been a big year for Prosus this past year, whether it's your acquisition of Just Eat Takeaway back in Amsterdam or the mega IPO of Swiggy here. Tell us how the coming year is shaping up. What are you most excited about?
We are just getting started. So it was a good year, and it's going to be much better ahead. As you know, I'm here as CEO as just 10 months. We made many exciting transformations in Prosus. One of them is to focus much more on the innovation. We are really building the future through AI and putting AI in all our 2 billion customers.
Yeah.
We are focusing in a few ecosystems in a few regions. One of them is Latin America, where we did the acquisition of Decolar. In Europe, where we did the acquisition of Just Eat Takeaway.
Yeah.
And in India, where these are the three big focus. In India, we did the IPO of Swiggy, but this is just the start. We are ready to keep investing and committing much more to India.
Okay.
So, good year, but the next year, much better. That's the plan.
What will better translate to? Because you've got, from your last disclosed numbers, $8.6 billion invested here across 30 to 35 startups. How much more are you looking to invest?
A few billions at least.
Could you quantify how many billions could come into India, say, in the next 3 to 4 years?
I don't have a precise number for India.
Yeah.
We have in total $18, $19 billion in cash in Prosus.
Yeah.
Our intention is to invest to grow, and I think India is one of the 3 big priorities. So we will invest for sure a few billions here.
A few billions here, but your style of investment, you know, when Prosus first started investing here, it was growth stage. Then in the last few years, we've seen early stage investments come up as well. Are you looking at, perhaps more larger deals, buyouts? Is that something you see an opportunity in the India market?
I think something that Prosus has is flexibility, and our strategy is to empower the local demands and the local entrepreneurs. So I think there is so many very good tech companies in the US, but we don't have the flexibility to invest as the US market have in India, nor in Europe, nor in Latin America. Prosus has a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
So we are going to keep our early stage and growth stage deals, but for sure we are also going for full acquisitions or even consolidations.
And what sectors would you be most keenly looking at in the India market? We
announced now that what we really believe is running an ecosystem. What means we are not just capital, we are not just investing money and wait to see if the company work. We are trying to share what we know, what we execute well all around the world, how we can share technology, innovation, culture, and management model. So we look for companies that we can help to grow faster, or they can help we grow faster outside India. The most important areas are food delivery and payment. These are the foundations. Here we have Swiggy and PayU and a few other payment business and fintech business.
Yeah.
And also e-commerce and experiences.
Yeah.
So for example, in experience, we have Rapido and Urban Company, but we will have more, probably we'll keep investing around that.
You know, food delivery is a space you're very, very keenly, invested in. You've done that in the past.
I like the segment.
Yeah, you clearly like the segment. But, it's a tough segment, especially in India. Quick commerce hasn't really worked outside. But here we have Swiggy that's gone public, still reporting losses, though, with intense competition. Do you expect to see some consolidation take place in this space?
I don't know if it's going to be a consolidation, but for sure, this kind of new segments, they live in cycles. So we have moments of big investments, very high growth, and companies lose money. And the business mature and become business that grow a little less, and they make money. So if you look to the food delivery business of Swiggy, it's doing quite well. We are growing well. We are growing more than the expectations that people had. So we are doing well. And the company is profitable and is increasing profitability. The food delivery part.
Yeah.
The quick commerce is a younger business.
High cash burn too.
Yes, I know about that. I think India specifically, it's interesting, it's different from the rest of the world. The rest of the world is investing, is more controlled in the quick commerce investment. India is investing not only Swiggy, but everyone much more.
Yeah.
My point is this is a cycle. There will be a moment after this moment of high excitement that the cash burn are going to reduce. And I think we are prepared to, I think we are executing well. We are prepared to invest when it's time to invest, but there will be time to profit from this new business too. So
for the time being, do you intend to continue holding on to that 20+% stake that you have in Swiggy even after the IPO?
Yes, we are not in a mood of selling. We are in a mood of keep investing in India.
Okay.
So our intention is to keep investing and invest more, generally in India.
But no plans to, sell some of your stake from Swiggy yet?
No.
No plans. But what do you make of, another one of your portfolio companies, Rapido? Now, there's been reports of them entering the food delivery business, putting them in direct competition with someone like Swiggy. How do you see the optics of that playing out?
I think these are rumors for now, so I'm not commenting the rumors from Rapido. But I think our position is to help our company and create a healthy ecosystem. I think Rapido and Misho, they are very interesting because they are talking about the next 200-300 million customers in India. Yeah. I like very much talking about that because many times the global technology companies, they try to innovate in Silicon Valley and replicate all around the world. We have both in Rapido and Misho a different approach. We are creating for India with a different cost structure, cheaper to serve much more customers. This is amazing. I think this is the kind of innovation we should celebrate and export to the whole world. Hope Prosus can help with that. Yeah. So we are happy to keep supporting Rapido and Misho. Yeah. And sometimes they are going to try to keep innovating. Look, you talk about food delivery. I don't know if you know that. I was the CEO of iFood and Movili. Yes. So one thing I can tell you, so I'm a CEO of a bigger company now, that is Prosus.
Much bigger.
Much bigger and growing and much bigger in the future. But what I like more in the change we are doing in Prosus is the mindset of a tech company. We are a tech company, we're not like an investor. People said here, you are an investor, we are a tech company. Yeah. And we embrace uncertainty, change and innovation. So when I'm running iFood, it's normal to say I'm going to test 10 new verticals and see what works, what not works, and learn through doing new things. Yeah. So I think all our companies have to experiment new segments, try new things. So we are confident that they are going to keep experimenting.
Since you brought up Misho and Rapido and all of these companies, could you build on the momentum that you've seen with the Swiggy IPO? Are you expecting a whole lot more companies from your portfolio to go public in the next year or so?
Yeah, I said a few months ago, we expect around 5 companies, it was more or less during the Swiggy IPO, to be public over the next 1 year to 1.5 years.
Would those be Misho, Bluestone, PayU, Urban Company? Which 5 companies are you referring to?
I see you see all the rumors. I should not say the names of the companies, but you see
because some of these still have to reverse flip before they can even start to file their papers for a public offering.
I heard about that too, but I see you are very well informed. I should not be commenting specifically on the company's IPO. I think that these companies you just said, they are maturing, and it's possible. Many people expect them to be public. Okay. And we have 35 companies in India. Yeah. Having 5 IPO, it's not like this is the potential. This is the short-term potential. I think we will have more public companies from Prosus portfolio just after the next 10, 12 months, the next 12, 18 months. Well, so my point is we are really confident that we have so many nice companies. We have many IPOs ahead. But I don't see IPOs as the end. Like, we are IPOing so we can sell. No, we are trying to build a $50 billion business here in India. There is so much more to do. We have to invest much more. We have to enable consolidation in terms of ecosystem consolidation, how some of our companies can help the others. That's what I think we bring to the table. So from 8.6, you want to get to a $50 billion business in India? Is that what you're saying? We have just started. Well, let's talk about one of your other companies, PayU, for instance. How do you see them positioned in the fintech space, which is quite competitive in India? Yes, but PayU, I think, is the biggest one now. They enable e-commerce quite well. They are important player in e-commerce, and e-commerce is not like, this is the size of e-commerce in India. It's going to grow 10 times. Okay. It's just starting, so I think PayU has a lot of growth ahead. We are doing well in credit also inside PayU. And just a quick story to inspire you. We invested in China 25 years ago.
Tencent?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for many years, people said, why don't you sell Tencent? They are valuing like 10, 20, $50 billion. People said, I was not there, but people made this question, like Tencent now is public, $10 billion, sell. And we haven't sold, and now Tencent is a $600 billion company. We are in India. India can be as exciting or better than China. We have so much ahead. We are just getting started. We have space to build $10 billion companies here. That's the obvious, but $50 billion, $100 billion here. I'm not in Prosus now trying to say how I monetize that and sell. We're trying to think how we help to create the first $50 to $100 billion business here.
So do you see potential in any of your portfolio companies in India to be the next Tencent for Prosus from this country?
Many of them.
Which ones?
All of the ones that you just described, they are going to be jealous if I say just a few of them. But you listed a few of the biggest ones. I think Swiggy is very important because of the frequency, and we are growing, innovating, and going to adjacencies. We have a foundation on payment that is super important. I think Meesho and Rapido, they are disruptive because of the price points, and they have hundreds of millions of customers. The way I see it, it's more than which one. I see it more as an ecosystem. If we can take the most of that, I'll tell you a story about Latin America, and it explains a little how I see the future.
Okay.
iFood has a loyalty program called Club, where we offer not only food delivery, but also pharmacy and pet shop and grocery. And now we are offering online travel agency to the new company and events. So we can create tools as Amazon created Prime that serve much better the customer, that offer them better services, cheaper, so they can consume more. That's what we can offer here. We can try to build a bigger ecosystem, and I think all of that together will be $50 billion or more.
All right, but you know, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for you in India. I mean, you have the stories of Swiggy and Meesho on one hand, but then you also have Baidu as a huge write-off for Prosus, and Pharmeasy, you know, in a bit of a financial soup right now. How are you evaluating this risk versus growth strategy when you look at tech investments in India?
If we didn't have these scars, we wouldn't be taking enough risk. So that's part of life. We want to build $50 billion, therefore we will take risks, we will make bets. From those bets, some of them are going to create amazing long-term relationships. And if what we just described, we have like 10 stories of founders that we have great relationship, that we help them a lot, they help us, and we are building big things together. And some of them failed, and it's part of life, no problem. Now, we lost some money, yes, but we made much more money than we lost.
Yeah.
And look, if we're talking about building the future and creating the future, if you're not willing to make mistakes while you do that, you are not positioned well, or you're not prepared to really create the future. But just a correction, Pharmeasy got some difficult moments, but it's also doing much, much better now. It's doing well.
Yeah.
And we lost money in Baidu a lot. But look, the thesis was education through technology. I love this thesis. The education through technology, the kind of thing that technology can contribute the world to be better and India to be better.
Sure.
I talked a lot about AI here. We do AI a lot in our business. But look the impact AI can have, for example, in education, specifically in India, where you have to enable 1 billion people to have more access to excellent education. Or in healthcare, where AI can have good quality healthcare to 1 billion people at a very low cost.
Sure.
So we have the obligation as a global big tech company to take risks in areas that has a profound impact.
No doubt.
And sometimes we lose money.
But, you know, wouldn't Eruditus be the only company in your portfolio in the edtech space that is profitable at the moment? You're still bullish on the sector?
The only in the portfolio that's profitable, I don't know.
In the edtech space?
15 companies in edtech. I don't know if it's the only, but Eruditus is doing good. So we are happy with Eruditus. If it's the only, I don't know. Maybe we have a few others.
Okay.
If I'm bullish in the sector, the priority sectors is what I told you, food, payments, and around e-commerce.
Yeah.
I like the idea of education, and I think during this transformation with AI, the opportunity is there. But we made a few mistakes. Many people made 2-3 years ago. I think we were during the pandemic, and we said education is going to be disrupted right now.
Okay.
I think the promise of edtech from 2-3 years ago were not delivered. So, okay, let's keep trying.
There's lots more we want to talk about, but we have to take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment to continue this conversation with the global CEO of Prosus. Welcome back. We're in conversation with Fabricio Bloisi, the global CEO of Prosus and Naspers. All right. Since you call yourself a tech company, not just a tech investment company,
yes.
How do you see this AI cycle playing out? Where in the hype cycle are we at the moment? And how are you sort of navigating this space? And what are you telling your portfolio companies to do?
I'm telling my portfolio companies, AI, when people ask if it is overhyped, I say no, it is underhyped. It is bigger, the impact is going to be bigger, the world is going to change completely. I can compare that to Industrial Revolution. After that, everything changed and all companies has to rethink how they operate. It's so profound. Today we use maybe some AI agent or chat 1, 2, 3 times per day. We are going to use 50 times per day. Because we are going to talk to that all the time. Our AI agents are going to synchronize with all the services we buy. Our companies are going to have maybe more AI agents working in the company than people. And look, what we do with AI today was impossible 2, 3, or 4 years ago. And we say, oh, this is amazing. No, this is the first version. Imagine the second version, the third version. Imagine 5 years from now. Imagine when AI can learn by itself, train by itself, and even help us to do R&D, for example.
Yeah.
You saw this week a big AI company, OpenAI, they announced that their first, everyone is doing code by AI, and we're saying 20 to 30% of the code is done by AI today. But now they say, no, maybe it's going to go to 90% now, because we can have a full AI employee working. We haven't saw any impact yet. The impact is going to be 10 times bigger. Some people ask, it's just like a buzzword. It's not. I'll tell you an example. Inside Prosus, we have 800 models that runs many of our companies. Just in iFood, we have 200 models. A model is like a complete training model that take decisions by themselves, defining pricing, where you position people, if it's fraud or not, how do you communicate, what is the preference. There is like customer support. All of that are run by models, not by people. Marketing campaign, marketing strategy, where we announce, how much we announce, what time we announce. The people look to that and they train the model, but they don't take the decision anymore. And this is running today. Right now, the biggest priority for Prosus is what we call large commerce model. What we are doing, in each region, we are not doing globally yet because of regulation, but in each regions, we are taking all the data of the companies, all the data, 100% of the data, and trying to put that in only one model. So instead of having, let's give, the focus is iFood, we start in iFood, 200 models, let's make one model, just like the ChatGPT model, OpenAI model, that has all the data of everything of all users ever. The models, the first versions of these models, are so smart that they can plan the company better than the people can. And that's what we are running today. So imagine in 1 year. So we are very excited about AI. And we are here in our Illuminate event. We are asking the companies to take more risks because everything is going to change. Everything is going to be transformed. For sure, we are going to have some winners from Silicon Valley, as we always have. But I think it's time to have winners from India. And Prosus is trying to connect our companies here with what we are seeing outside here, so we can have disruption in AI here in India.
Well, quickly, let me get to your big picture questions as well, because when you took over as CEO in your first 100 days, you said this is a $100 billion company. I want to get it to double the size, another $100 billion.
To start.
Yeah, so, you've already been halfway there now, but what will drive this next $100 billion? What are the sectors, what are the countries, what are the markets that are going to bring this next $100 billion?
Many people like to talk about where you are investing money to do that. My view is a little different. First thing is culture. We have to think as a tech company and to understand that there is so much value to be created over the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years through disruptive innovation that we have to be ready to be the company disrupting. And we did a profound change in Prosus to say we are the innovator. We are talking about large commerce model. We are talking about investing in AI first companies. We are talking about, we have Tokan, our AI assistant inside the company that already has all our knowledge inside them and people use that to work. So we made the company as a tech company. As a tech company, we innovate more, we move faster, we take more risks. There is a lot of growth that comes from this different perception about how we face an uncertainty world changing that fast. After that, we are going to keep investing in ecosystems. So Latin America, we're executing very well. We are taking big bets in Europe. I'm very bullish that Europe needs big tech. Europe needs companies that can invest a lot. Europe market size is more or less the same of US in terms of population or GDP. Europe presence in terms of tech companies like 20 times smaller. I think Europe for a few years concentrated in regulating. I think they over-regulated. So Europe is slow due to over-regulation. But now with the world changing the new geopolitics, Europe is more open to create big tech there. And I'm sure Prosus is going to be a very big player in Europe and we have billions of dollars to create there. And the third one is India. And India is the best one. Look, India is amazing.
Okay, Europe and India are your next big bets to create the next $100 billion value.
But and Latin America.
Quickly, when you look ahead, with all that we've seen, with the funding boom during the COVID, then the funding winter that we saw, and now some investment picking up, and you're sitting on $18 billion of dry powder. What are the big themes you expect to play out as an investor that you will watch out for?
I think the big thing is AI. The big thing is to companies that can leverage the disruption in technology to create the next waves. Obviously, we just invested like $6 billion in food delivery and experience. So we are going to keep investing in food delivery, payment, e-commerce, and experience. But every time we invest on that, we are not investing in a company to make a bet and that's it. We are investing in how we can rebuild this sector through profound innovation, through disruptive innovation. When I look to food delivery in 5 years, I'm thinking it's going to be much more automated using AI and disruption. There will be much more space for agents, for messaging applications like ChatGPT or message AI apps that you can talk to them, ask them, and we are going to include AI in travel, in fintech, in everything else. So there is so much change ahead.
Yeah.
We are going to invest in companies that are ready to create the future.
All right, and we'll wait to see more of that in action, especially here in India. Fabricio, thank you so much for your time here. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
It's a pleasure to be here in India and look forward to keep telling you how we are going to create the future together.
And we'll wait to hear more on that. Thanks so much again for your time. On that note, it's a goodbye, and thanks so much for watching.